Imagine you're 20 years old. For the past 3 years, your life has been a constant blur of airports, hotel rooms, and tennis courts spread across 14 different time zones. You've been grinding through injuries, tough losses, and a kind of loneliness that only comes from carrying the hopes of an entire country every time you step onto the court. And all the while, without your knowledge, without your consent, without even a conversation, someone may have been quietly taking money from what you earned. Worse, the very organization meant to protect you may have known and said nothing. That's the story we're diving into today. And trust me, this goes far beyond tennis. Alex, or simply Alex as she's known in the Philippines, didn't come from a country where tennis was seen as a realistic path to global success. The Philippines is known for boxing legends and a deep love of basketball, but tennis? At the highest level, it was never really part of the national identity. Still, Alex Eala changed that narrative. Born on May 23, 2005 in Quezon City, she's the daughter of businessman Mike Eala and former national swimmer Riza Manigo Eala. At some point, she looked at the massive gap between where she was and where she wanted to be and decided it didn't matter. Her family made a bold, life-altering decision. They sent her thousands of miles away to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, one of the most elite tennis training centers in the world. That wasn't just expensive, it was a gamble. A family betting everything on one dream. And Alex delivered. By the end of 2025, she had played 27 tournaments across 16 countries in a single year. Australia, the US, France, Japan, Brazil, you name it. She was everywhere, constantly competing, constantly improving. Her prize money told the story of that rise. 2024 earnings, $289,628. 2025 earnings, $876,777. That's more than triple in just 1 year. She climbed from number 159 on the WTA prize money list to number 74, and then surged to a world ranking of number 29 heading into the 2026 Miami Open, the highest ever for a Filipino player. That's the success story everyone saw. But behind it, there may have been something else. Because here's what most people don't realize. Prize money isn't pure profit. At Alex's level, expenses are massive. She traveled with 2 professional coaches from the Rafa Nadal Academy throughout 2025. That means international flights across continents, hotels in major cities, training facilities, food, transport, equipment, full-time team logistics. Then come the taxes. In the US, athletes can lose 30% off the top. In countries like France, around 15% is withheld. Even top players hire tax experts just to manage it all. So yes, expenses eat into earnings. But according to reports, what Alex's team found went far beyond normal deductions. When financial records were reviewed over a 3-year period, something didn't add up. There appeared to be a gap, a consistent, unexplained gap between what the WTA reported as prize money and what actually reached Alex and her team. Not a small gap, not a rounding error. We're talking about significant sums. For example, one Miami payout alone, $332,160. Dubai quarterfinal run, $98,500. These are meaningful amounts, especially for a player funding an entire professional career. And when auditors didn't just look at 1 year, but went back 3 years, they reportedly saw a pattern. Same structure, same discrepancies, over and over again. Then it got bigger. This wasn't just Alex's team asking questions anymore. The Philippine Sports Commission reportedly flagged inconsistencies. Government officials sought clarification. Journalists began cross-checking public WTA data. International reporters filed formal inquiries. Different groups, same conclusion. Something didn't add up. And the response? Silence. That silence is what makes the story even more unsettling. In most cases, when a major sports organization faces allegations like this, there's a predictable response. A public statement, a denial, a promise to investigate. But here, nothing. No explanation, no clarification, no transparency, just silence. And in professional sports, silence often speaks louder than words. Former players have quietly added fuel to the fire. One former top 50 player described the prize money system as opaque. Her words, "You're given a number, you're told what was deducted, and you trust it because you don't have the time or resources to verify everything." Most players just move on to the next match. Alex didn't, at least not forever. What makes this even more concerning is where Alex was in her career. She wasn't a low-ranked unknown, but she also wasn't a global superstar earning tens of millions like Aryna Sabalenka. She was in that middle zone, successful enough to earn serious money, not powerful enough to trigger automatic scrutiny. That's the danger zone, where complexity hides problems, where systems can operate without being questioned. And all this time, while this was allegedly happening, Alex was out there competing, traveling nonstop, fighting through matches, representing her country on the global stage. She carried herself with composure, with humility. When she returned home after breaking into the top 50, she described the experience as surreal. Suddenly, everyone recognized her. Life had changed overnight. And yet, behind the scenes, something may have been very wrong. Now, everything is different. Alex is no longer just a rising player. She's world number 29, the highest-ranked Filipino in WTA history, a global name with growing influence. She can't be ignored anymore, and that creates pressure. Pressure on the system, pressure on the organization, pressure for answers. Because the real question isn't just whether Alex was affected. The bigger question is, if this happened to her, could it have happened to others? Players who never reached the spotlight, players who never had the resources or visibility to question the system. If the structure itself is flawed, then this isn't one story, it's many stories. Alex's just happens to be the one that finally broke through. She earned her place the hard way, years of sacrifice, endless travel, physical and mental strain, the weight of representing a nation. If these allegations are true, then the system she trusted may have taken advantage of that journey. And right now, the silence continues. But silence doesn't last forever. Pressure builds, and eventually, answers come.